All right. If you do have any questions, make sure you put them in the chat. Next up is Vicinity Software. Are you ready?
I am all set. You hearing me okay?
Yes, Randy, I can hear you loud and clear.
It's great being with you again, Amy. And it's also great to be invited to be with such a great group of ISVs. I've known most of them for many, many years, and they're all terrific people and terrific organizations. My name is Randy Smith. I'm one of the founders and owners of Vicinity. And I want to take a minute to talk to you a little bit about Vicinity and how we can help you with some opportunities that maybe you may be leaving on the table. We work with batch or formula manufacturers. That's uh, who we specialize in. We don't do really any discrete. Think of us as a replacement or an alternative to BC's manufacturing. We are very vertically focused in really three main areas, chemical, food, and brew. That's really largely marketing. And what I mean by that is we have websites for each of those that speak directly to the business issues of those industries. It is the same product. We're only managing one product, so you don't have to worry about us getting too thin on that. And we've done that now for 25 years. Some of the main big differences I'm going to talk about in a quick demo of our solution, but basically a formula manufacturer is pretty significantly different than a discrete manufacturer. We think in terms of recipes or formulas rather than a rigid bomb. That means that that formula can go across multiple items. So you can make a slurry of shampoo as an example and put it into various containerizations just as a single example. There are some other points of some things that you can look at later on some of the pieces that we're really focused in on. We're proud to say that our very first client 25 years ago is still a very happy client that upgraded from Solomon to Business Central about a year and a half ago, maybe, something like that. And they've been doing very, very well with us as well as with Business Central. Now, I want to take kind of a minute and just kind of go through a little bit of the application. Actually, let me just escape out of that guy. There we go. And I'm going right into the application and kind of just show you some of the main features that we've got and kind of how we fit into the whole piece. So really kind of really starts with an item. We've got the BC item card here. Just bring up a raw material real quick and just show you kind of one of the first touch points that we have. As you're well aware of this item card, we've added our own section here talking about basically some quantity status snapshots of what's going on with this specific item. This is a raw material used in a batch or in a formula. You're also able to drill into any of our data directly from within Business Central. Here's just a list of all the activity that is anticipated for this ingredient. So basically, think of it as if I'm going to go put in a purchase order, what are the things I'm looking for that I need to make sure that I'm addressing? And so I've got a quick snapshot and everything going on production-wise in Vicinity. I'm going to take this opportunity also to go take a look and talk a little bit about a batch ticket. A batch ticket is our work order. It's much like Business Central's work order in that it consumes raw materials and puts finished goods on hand. The main difference, however, is kind of just the fundamental differences between discrete and formula. One of the big differences is around a facility. A facility is not a location. A facility like a site, it's not an inventory site. It's actually above that. So multiple BC sites or locations can make up a facility. We think of it as a production location, East Coast, West Coast, US, Canada, whatever. You can have as many facilities as you want. Most of our clients have multiple facilities. There are some physical reasons for that. Our products are often rather heavy, and so it's very expensive to ship. So we get a lot of different facilities or different plants around the spread out geographically for transportation reasons. We also, however, have virtual facilities. Virtually all of our clients have an R&D department where they're making new formulas, new recipes. This gives us the ability to segment out R&D activities from actual production activities. That's a nice layer, if you will, for scheduling, for costing, and for various MRP runs. The other thing I want to point out is a formula ID. Again, I told you that this this is our work order, our production document, we think in terms of a recipe or a formula. We don't think in terms of a finished good. We think in terms of what formula are you processing, and then we can get some things out of that process. That's a very different concept. Discrete Business Central's manufacturing does a great job of making a specific item, and what are the ingredients or the components needed to make that one item. We're a bit different in that respect. Most of our clients put the same formula in multiple packaging or multiple containerizations, and that's what you're seeing listed here. You're seeing 3 different package types, actually technically 2, and 1 is bulk that might be filled out later. So we're putting these items on hand. Down below it under phases, this is where the recipe, the formula, some people might call it a bill of material resides. We do have a multi-level bill of material, and what I mean by that is we can have machines. So I'm showing 2 machines here, let's say 2 vessels, if you will. And then in the first vessel, I've got 2 operations. So these ingredients get added into this vessel, maybe stir it, cook it, whatever, and then you can go on to the next step. And there might be quality associated with that, allowing it to go to the next step. So in my next step, I add some more raw materials. So the idea behind this is that we can have a routing built within our batch ticket as well. When we get to actual consumption of inventory, everything we do is just an extension of BC's inventory. So as soon as you do a PO receipt, say put a lot on hand, that's a huge issue in our industry, you will see that lot. We do have some quality checks that can be enabled for this item, saying that I can only see lots that have been approved by quality, but they'd still be in Business Central. I just can't use them in production yet until quality has said those are okay to use. So consumption of raw materials is really simple. You can do it right here from this screen. But I also wanted to add that in our industry, we get into a lot of QC adjustments, unlike discrete, where if you give them all their raw materials, all their components, they should be able to make X number of items. In our world, it's very common for us to have to make quality adjustments to a batch as we go through the process. Super easy to enter that information. I just wanted to point out that back in Business Central, we also have the ability to do all that from within a Business Central environment. So what I mean by that is on a browser, we can actually come in and actually do the same thing we just did on the batch ticket, but actually do it from within Business Central. Here are those end items we were just looking at. You can put the items on hand here through a browser, but that also opens us up to be able to do the same thing from InsightWorks. This is an emulator, and it's basically showing a list of my batch tickets. Think in terms of a tablet or a phone. Be able to click into that. This is all on top of the InsightWorks platform. And so we can do all that work that I just showed you on the actual batch ticket. I can do from a handheld as well. We really like this platform because you, as VARs, are able to come and modify the screen however you want to. You might want to add some quality information or some other things like that that allows you to really expand and extend your reach out into the production floor. Finally, just in kind of conclusion or wrapping up, we actually have a number of ways that we can interact with Business Central. One I showed you was for the item card, of course, but we also have got other touch points that may be more subtle. For example, an available to promise within the sales order screen. So here I've got a sales order already queued up, and I've actually got availability by line for Vicinity data. So here again, we've got sales orders, we've got batch tickets, and you're running available for inventory. So your Business Central users that are distribution oriented can access any data that they need to from within Business Central, and also get the power of a different type of production order that I think serves really well for our batch or process manufacturers. Also, no, I didn't cover this. We've got an entire quality module, we've got an entire scheduling module, and we also have a compliance. Compliance would be things like nutritional for food or SDS, hazard information for the chemical world. So we've got all that under control and ready to go. Everything that we do is plug and play. There's no customizations on our side that are necessary. Any changes you want to make, you can do so on any of those screens. After this session, feel free to reach out to us. Jamie Kirsch would be your direct contact. He's ready to talk to you about what we might be able to do to help any of your prospects that you may have sitting on the queue. So the takeaway here is if you see any prospects that use recipes or formulas in these type of industries, don't walk away from them. Don't be afraid of them. If you see the lab coats in your sessions, make sure we're there with you. We're happy to handle any type of issues that you might have with that. And Amy, I really appreciate you having us part of this. And thank you to all of my other ISV friends. Look forward to seeing you at the next show.
Thank you so much, Randy. This is great. I love how easy you make all of these different chemical formulas, put together.